What's your relationship with Finke? Mate, you must have... It's a weird thing, eh?
It is 100%. Like, it's the same. We drive 3.5, nearly 4 days to get out to that one event. Like my road trip coming home with my mate Reggie, Ben Richards was 33 hours driving straight solid. Like, it was 36 hours total trip time. But
making the wave great again.
Yeah, making the wave great again, mate. So it's just, that's what I mean. You get so bored on that road trip going out there. You just coming up with crazy stuff like make the wave great again, and you've just got to try and make it fun and enjoy it. And but yeah, I just, the atmosphere and the people that come out to the event and how excited they are, being in the red centre and middle of nowhere, really, it just and I think then just the high speed just attracts me. Like, I think my day one run was, I think we averaged like 140 kilometres an hour, and that's like on dirt, on some of the roughest beat up track you could think of. It was a fair bit smoother this year, so it was probably why the average speed climbed a little bit, but you get in some of them bumps and you're still doing 140 kilometres an hour over them. You just... you appreciate these trucks so much more, and the bikes, what we can do on the bikes out there. Yeah. Half the time I'm only about 6-7 minutes slower on the bike to what I am on the trophy truck. So, when you look at it like that, it's pretty amazing, like the technology and everything these days, how far it's come.
Yeah, considering like your first event out there, even on the bikes sort of thing, the bikes are so much better over the last 10 years?
Yeah.
10 years. So.
Yep. No, it's since 2010.
Yep.
That was my first run out there. Was like, at that point, like we could only do like a day's riding and basically have to rebuild an engine. Like, it was, we just couldn't keep pistons up to doing like 2 runs. Like, you do a run to Finke, run to back to Alice, and you'd be spending like the next 5-6 hours in the workshop changing a top end and fixing everything
all
up.
The time.
Yeah, all the time. Like, from like in 2010, we couldn't get things to really survive and get down through Finke. So on an actual race day, we would do our hard run down on day one, and then that night, like, the mechanics were up inside the truck and doing a top end rebuild, and then bring the motor back down, put it back in the frame to do day 2 to go home. So we guaranteed we'd pretty much make it home. So whereas now, like, everyone's starting to understand the race more, and KTM's put a lot of effort and a lot of work into that race. Like the KTM 500, I think last time when I rode out there, I'd had about 49 hours on a bike that we hadn't touched. So basically just normal basic service, changing oil, changing filters and keeping all that stuff up. But I couldn't kill the thing. And it's like, it's like I say, in that short span of basically 7-8 years of me riding the bike there, the technology just got so much better. And then to now be playing in this trophy truck, it's another world that makes my mind even explode. So it's pretty crazy.
Why 4 wheels? Like, when did you have the realization that you wanted to do 4 wheels?
I think it was that first year in 2010.
Oh, really?
At Finke.
Yeah.
So before then, like, well, my dad used to race Class 5 in the Australian Off-Road Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They had an old international Scout. I think it had an old Cleveland V8 engine in it that they kind of mid-mounted a little bit and done all the work on the farm. And
factory Scout.
She's a factory Scout, that one. So, and actually still to this day, that car is still racing and running. Yeah, it still goes to the racetrack. And I can't think of the guy's name that's bought it, but he's re-engineered a few things in it, but that actual original cab of that truck is still out there racing and going now. So it's pretty cool to see. So my dad used to race off-road, and that's like with my uncle. My uncle used to, Jeff Barnes, he used to drive, and my dad used to navvy. And then, they won a Class 5 Australian Championship. I think it was like in, would have been 89, 90 or something like that. And then, being on the farm, I just started riding 2 wheels because I couldn't reach the pedals and couldn't steer and drive at 2.5, 3 years of age. So the next thing was put me on a bike, and that all kind of took off and started going well. And then when at 4, I did my first race, I won, and then went to my second race, won there, and then it just basically started to grow and take off. So my dad and my uncle sold the race truck, and then basically we as a family, all my cousins, that we used to go to the events together.
Yep.
And so they kind of got rid of the race truck for us to go and race and have fun for like family weekends away. So it's always been there. The four-wheel stuff is always. Dad's still got pictures of him and my uncle racing and in the workshop, and so I've always been looking at it. But just two wheels is where I went, and that's how it went for us. But 2010 when I went to Finke, I hadn't really been around like the car racing stuff until then.
Yeah.
And ran Finke the first time, and then got to see like the trophy trucks and the buggies, and just go, wow, what the hell is this? This is like, God, I wish my bike handled that good through the bumps. Like, what can I do to get my bike to handle that good? And then I think it was like a year or two later, actually Billy Geddes kind of broke my I don't know, it broke my heart and put me into the trophy truck, and sat in there. I'd had I think it was like the day before, I'd had a run with Bo Robertson, and then Billy Geddes had a run with him, and then he actually let me have a drive. And I was like, wow, this is mind-blowing. This is a different world, and they've got seatbelts, and you feel so safe in the thing, and you can still get hurt. But, I was like, wow, this is something I really want to do. Like, and then I started to think, I think maybe I could do the truck in the morning and then fly back and then get on the bike and race the bike down. And everyone's like, no, you don't have enough time. There's no time to get back and sort things out and get yourself organised. And for me, if anyone tells me no, like, it's 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to work out how to do it and how to prove them wrong. So it's that's then from there it was like, I need to try and see if I can do Finke and both. Like, it'd just be something pretty mind blowing. It'd be a busy weekend, but I'm pretty sure I can do it and make it happen. So it's it's a cool sport, and that's like I like now from like around about 2018, 19, we've been able to do pretty well steering at four wheels, and like at the end of the day, I just love racing. I can't see myself getting away from a racetrack or hanging a helmet up and just like not completely walk away. I'm going to be involved in it till the day that I pretty much take my last breath. But to just hang the helmet up and not be in the mix of it somehow in some way, then I like being being behind the handlebars, or I like being at the driver's seat. And that's we just it's plans for the future, and then hopefully I can just get myself sorted to once all these new young guys come through and start toweling me up and sorting me out and showing mate, you're the old dog, get out of the way, we're coming through. And it's like I say, it's still a long way away. We've still got like probably 5-8 years left up my sleeve
for the bike,
for the bikes. And then then we'll just try and see if we can make that switch to four wheels, which is why I'm doing the four wheels, to kind of show potential that, hey, I can steer and whatever, but I've still got a lot to learn, but I'm willing to listen and take it all on board and see what we can do from there. But it's it should be all pretty good.